While preparing for this video, I checked through lots of reported Task 2 questions, as well as official IELTS publications, such as the Cambridge practice tests. I was looking for questions asked again and again in various forms, but on one topic that would stand out to me. I made a note of each question looking for patterns, and I found some. This topic is social media. Let's use it to understand all the IELTS question types, the differences between them, and what examiners look for in each type to award a Band 7 or an even higher score. It's Asia. Let's get started. Let's start off with the problem solutions task. The use of social media is replacing face-to-face interaction, particularly among many young people. This is our problem. What are the causes of this problem? Or what are the reasons for this? Why is this? What can be done to solve it? Or what are some of the solutions? To answer these questions, you need to offer several causes and several solutions. The easiest way is to group all your causes in one body paragraph and all the solutions in the other. It's also possible to present one cause and its solution in one paragraph, then the next cause and its solution in the next paragraph. I'd say 3 body paragraphs max, usually 2. How would you start your essay? Let's have a look at the first paragraph. The young, especially teenagers, spend far too much of their day using social media instead of interacting with their peers offline. It begins with a short topic sentence which simply informs us of the situation. There are many possible reasons for this, among which are wider reach, fear of rejection, and convenience. The second sentence gives several reasons, but there are no details, no examples. Whatever the reasons behind this phenomenon, however, it is clearly detrimental to both their physical and mental health and should be addressed. Here, we just mentioned that the problem should be dealt with, or our solutions. And there it ends. In this paragraph, we have what's called a statement of opinion. It is clearly, which means it is clear to me. But there is no actual opinion. We simply present the causes and solutions. The next type of question is the direct opposite. Agree, disagree, also known as an opinion essay. Here is our topic. Social media platforms such as Instagram and TikTok have a negative impact on both individuals and society. Therefore, they should be banned. To what extent do you agree or disagree with this statement? Unlike the problem solutions essays we've just discussed, where your opinion is not really required, this task is all about what you think. Should we ban Instagram and TikTok altogether? Maybe as long as YouTube is not banned, why not? Seriously though, different people may have different opinions on this. You may agree and argue that yes, social media should be banned, or disagree and say no, everything should stay the same, or have an opinion somewhere in the middle, a balanced opinion, like they shouldn't be banned but should be regulated better because there are clearly some problems. There are many different ways to organize this type of essay, which will look much more in depth in my courses. But let's cover some of the options briefly. You may give your opinion, I agree, in the introduction. Then give 2 or 3 reasons why you agree in your body paragraphs. This is the easiest way. If you have a balanced opinion, you may describe what you agree with in one paragraph and what you disagree with in the other. But be careful. You're not saying why you agree and why you disagree with the same statement, because that would make no sense. Rather, which part of the statement you agree with and which part you disagree with. For example, I agree that social media can impact us negatively, but but only if used too much. So it should be regulated rather than simply banned. You may also add counterarguments or things other people think which you disagree with and explain why you disagree with them. In this way, you make your argument stronger. This is a more advanced version, and you could get a Band 7 without using it. I work with several former IELTS examiners, and they all very much agree that with this type of essay, you should state your opinion in the introduction, right after you paraphrase the question. Here is mine. I would argue that social networking websites are not necessarily harmful to anyone if used responsibly, although serious issues may arise with excessive use. Therefore, social media should be regulated rather than banned. In IELTS, topics often involve huge societal problems, and you're asked to solve them in a 4-paragraph essay. But remember, this is not a school essay. Don't go for a smart opinion or try to explain what you really think because it's probably quite complicated. Simplify it. Take several points and describe them logically and clearly. Do you know the saying, a confused mind says no? In case of IELTS examiners, this is a no to your Band 7 score. Okay, problem and solutions and opinion essays are on the opposite sides of the spectrum. The former is just arguments, the latter is just your opinion. The rest of the essays are in between. Moving on to our third type, which we call two views and your opinion or a discussion essay. This is a common but tricky type, and a lot of test takers miss one of the key parts in their answers. So let's look into it and which parts you absolutely must cover. Here is our task. Some people believe that social media platforms such as Facebook and Instagram prevent people from forming personal relationships. This is the first view. Others argue that these platforms bring people together. This is the second view. Discuss both these views and give your own opinion. We have the two views, and you need to choose which one you agree with. This is your opinion. You may have a balanced opinion, just like in the agree-disagree essay. What's different is that in this type of essay, you must discuss both views. You cannot just say, I agree with the first view and only talk about it. To structure your essay, give your opinion in the introduction, then present in turn the two sides along with your opinion about them. You may also choose to write a whole paragraph about what you think about those two views. This will be your third body paragraph. And the final paragraph sums up everything. You must always pay attention to the question. Compare the exact wording of these two questions. The first, opinion essay, is more open. We can choose between several interesting ideas to discuss. Are we talking about time spent together online, fake news, lack of personal interactions, or something else? It's up to you to choose. It's so open that we need to narrow it down or we'll be writing all day. The second discussion essay is restrictive. It's only about relationships. It's too easy sometimes to see a question without really reading it and jump in thinking, great, social media, I know a lot about it, and then you're in danger of going off topic, which would be very painful. Slow down, read the topic very carefully, and then keep on reading it again while you're writing your essay, not to lose track of what's needed. You've seen an example of an introduction. Now, let me show you a body paragraph. I chose two ideas. Proponents of social media argue that these platforms play a pivotal role in fostering relationships. This topic sentence tells the reader what this paragraph is going to be about. Now, the first idea. In many parts of the world, Families and friends find themselves physically separated because of studies or the need to migrate for work. Being able to keep in touch with the loved ones so easily through the platform of their choice makes a huge difference to them. The idea is that social media helps us maintain existing relationships. Now, the second idea is about forming new relationships. Moreover, through these platforms, individuals can share common interests or experiences and form meaningful relationships with like minded peers. These online connections may transition into offline friendships and collaborations. And now, what I think about all this to wrap up the body paragraph. I believe social media platforms have great potential to facilitate personal relationships when people choose to use them this way. The next type of task asks us to compare two sides, the advantages and disadvantages. For example, some argue that social media platforms encourage personal relationships and the spread of knowledge. Others see them as socially isolating and a waste of time. Do the advantages of using social media outweigh the disadvantages? No different to the two views type. In the introduction, present the topic and your opinion, which are greater, pros or cons. In the body paragraphs, discuss both the advantages and the disadvantages. Again, just like in the previous essay, you must discuss both sides, not just the side you agree with. And in the conclusion, summarize your point of view and the main arguments. So far, I've been showing you some paragraphs from each type of essay. Now, have a look at this idea. Where could we include it? Most young people these days suffer because they lead a more sedentary lifestyle. For example, children probably sit at home after school playing games, chatting, and looking at TikTok or YouTube rather than playing with their friends outdoors. In how many essays could we include this? Could we include it into a paragraph about the disadvantages? Yes. In an agree disagree essay to say that social media should indeed be banned? Yes. Actually, we could use it in all four essays we've looked into so far because it refers to the negative impact of social media. It all depends on how we put our thoughts together. Now, let's have a look at the conclusion to the advantages disadvantages essay. To sum up, I believe that when used appropriately, social media platforms can be of enormous value, both for keeping in touch with friends and for educational purposes. However, the amount of time people sometimes waste by staring at their smartphones, engaged in meaningless activities, clearly demonstrates the downside of this technology. So the first sentence refers to the positives, which I think outweigh the negatives when used appropriately. But I mentioned the drawbacks too, the time we waste. There's one more type of question, two direct questions or a two-part question. Here is the task. Young people spend more and more time on social networks. Why is this the case? What are the disadvantages of this trend? It appears to be a little more straightforward because in the introduction, you paraphrase the two questions, no opinion required, and then you answer each question in a separate body paragraph. So you may need to express your opinion if one of the questions is like, do you agree? In our case, we need reasons and disadvantages. That's it. I think there is more complexity in agree disagree, two views, and advantages disadvantages questions. However, you should prepare for each type. And if you'd like to learn in depth how to answer each type of question, how to express your opinion, where to express it, how to develop your ideas in your body paragraphs, how to select those ideas, and all the other things we haven't done today, check out my online courses. I do believe they can save you a lot of preparation time and help you achieve better results. And if you'd like a taster, watch this in-depth lesson on how to write an introduction for each type of task 2 question. It's coming from my courses. And thank you so much for watching me today. Good luck with your preparation and your exam. Bye!